Hello, my name is Mike Babb, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, a few housekeeping things. You'll notice that I have not all my books, but most of my books that I've written. I ran out of one of them. And up at the top, there are two books here. They're quite thick. They have different covers, but they're the same book. I was going this one over here is my original cover and the original published book. And I went to a lot of book fairs and places where you can sell books, libraries and things. And people were not so interested in this cover because they had the idea that, well, the whole thing is about your pain and suffering. And I don't want to know about your pain and suffering. I want to know how to deal with mine. I said, okay, I must have the wrong title or the wrong cover, or both. So I went back to my publisher, and he says, well, you can change the cover, but you can't change the title. Because if you do, you got to start all over again and get new barcodes and all kinds of stuff. Costs a lot of money. So I could change the cover, which I did. And I still have the same name, All My Pain and Suffering, but I kind of crossed out my, and on top of it put our. So it is, kind of generic now. Now I hope you get the idea that all our pain and suffering is what this book is about. It's got a lot of stuff in it. My later books are not quite as thick, and they do take some of the subjects off of this one, but these are more. The other books are more direct. They're more focused on the titles of the books. So maybe that will be helpful for those that are wondering about finding two different books with the same title. Now, last time we got together, we talked about love, L-O-V-E, and love, L-U-V, and the difference between them. Now, because we're in an illusion, nothing is quite what you think it is. So I referenced A Course in Miracles, and it happened to be the beginning of the course where it starts off, and this is kind of interesting. It starts off the dictation. This is A Course in Miracles. And then it goes on from there. But what I wanted to point out in that last video, and I'll reference it over here on this side, the Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love. Doesn't do that. For that is beyond what can be taught. Now, it does aim, the Course does aim at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. So in my understanding, the Course is saying that love is always here. It's like the the air you breathe. The problem is you don't know it because there's so many impediments to that underlying energy that you are embedded in that you never get an opportunity to enjoy it. So look at that video and see, maybe you'll come up with a different understanding. And that will be interesting. If you leave me a comment, we will see what we can do about bringing those ideas together. This video, we're going to be looking at who are you upset at and why. Who are you upset at? And why are you upset at them? Now, when you're upset, you've lost it. You've lost your peace of mind. You've lost your reference, your grounding, and you're all over the place. So we're going to be talking about why are you upset at anyone? Now, why would I put it like that? You create your world. You put everything in your world. And if you have followed any of the other videos, you will recognize that it is you that creates your inner world. And that inner world is what you reflect out into the outer, what we usually think of as the outer world. And so your outer world is a direct reflection of what you're doing inside. But it's much easier to get upset at other people, other situations. And when you do that, when you are upset at somebody else, why are you upset at them? I'm saying it that way because we are not aware of why we are upset. We're never upset for the reason we think. We think. Now, in other videos, we shared that what is outside of you is meaningless, is absolutely neutral and meaningless until you take the data inside and interpret it through your past, And so your past, and you're not aware of it, your past is determining why you are upset today. See, if you're upset at somebody, you have a certain feeling on the inside of you. And that feeling is a remembrance of something you had before. If you had no reference to that feeling that you're feeling now because of the upset that you have because of someone else, you wouldn't be upset. You'd have no reference, information that would tell you, oh, I have experiences around this kind of event, and it tells me how I feel about it. So your feeling today about being upset at someone else is because you got a button. You have implanted a button on you, and they have stumbled onto pushing your button. And you get upset at them. And you blame them for your feeling on the inside. And the feeling could be, sadness, depression, hatred, anxiety, anger, a whole bunch of things. Now, I spell out some of this in the description of the video. And that has a lot of information on it. So if you get a chance, go through that and see if any of those emotional, upset feelings are what you feel because of what the other person is doing. Pushing your button. Pushing your button. In a moment, I'm going to bring the whiteboard in, and we'll see if we can put a model around this. But I want you to at least have some awareness that if you are upset because the other person has triggered an old wound inside of you. They are triggering an old wound unhealed, which is your button that you still have connected. And it's taking away your peace of mind. If you want to save your peace of mind, you need to disconnect your button. Blaming them and wanting them to change so you don't feel upset will not heal your past or disconnect your button. Now, as we also stated in other videos, there's nothing real in the past. There's nothing physical and there's nothing real in the past. So when you release and let go of the past, you heal how you feel in the present moment. Now also, in the present moment, this is all you have. This is all you have. You can only be in the present moment. You can only forgive in the present moment. You can only save your peace of mind in the present moment. So we're going to go on with that line of thought, and I'm going to bring my whiteboard in. But in the meantime, before I come back in with my whiteboard, we're going to go through about 5 minutes of a video I took of the Eastern Market in Detroit about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. We just started up. That was in June, I think, and well, maybe it was a month ago. And to give you an idea of how active that part of Detroit is at this time. So We'll see you shortly.
Well, here we are at the Eastern Market. Now it is mid-June, and so the market now is starting to slow down because it's in the early afternoon, which is kind of common. But right here, we have barbecuing inside. We have homemade pierogies here. And this is only shed 2. And so there's a lot of activity down here at the Eastern Market. Down the street, going towards shed 3 and shed 4 is street fair outside, where you can get barbecue in different ways. And over here is homemade pierogies with sauerkraut, hot dogs. A great place to be. A lot of people and a lot of activity. This is the opening of Shed 2 right here. A lot of farmers come down here with their goods. This is mid-June, so a lot of flowers are coming in. This is one of the inside markets. And so out here is moving over to shed 2. They call them sheds from tradition of when the farmers markets in Detroit, there was an Eastern market and a Western market, and the Eastern market is the only one that has survived, and it's still going strong. A lot of entrepreneurs here, a lot of all kinds of activities, and Vince over there grows his own mushrooms, and oh, it looks like you can grow your own mushrooms. He has grow a mushroom block, and I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to come back and talk to him about that. But in the meantime, I wanted to give you an idea of how active it is down here. Here's a good friend of mine over here, has tea, all kinds of tea paraphernalia. Oh, excuse me. And it just looks sharp. How you doing, Mary?
Doing good.
I'm making a little walk around with
okay.
with my camera. And everything is just doing fine. Mary blends her own teas of different kinds, and she is well known for a long time in being a tea expert. Down here, we're getting to my favorite booth, which is right here at Garlic Mustard, which is my son's business. And we're here every Saturday, and there you might notice my books. And it's an exciting place to be. Here's a guy selling nuts. I don't know where he went, but he's not here now. So, if you get a chance, have some fun down here.
Thanks for sticking around. Now, the Eastern market is a very dynamic place, and it's a lot of fun to be. So if you get a chance and you're in Detroit, they even have tours through there. Stop off at the Eastern market on any Saturday, and in the summertime, any Sunday, and there'll be a lot of stuff going on. Saturdays are a little more dynamic. I'll say it that way. So now on our board, we have here the topic for today, and it is, who are you upset at and why? So I put down here, this is a cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship. You won't see it as that, because you'll see it as it's the other person's fault that I am feeling upset. And you'll believe that. So now on here, I made a little picture of you, a little stick figure. I hope it shows up okay. And on the other side, they, whoever they are. And if you look real close, you'll see that it is kind of etherical. In other words, it's little dots as opposed to being solid. Because here you are, and here they are, which is outside of you. Outside of you. So, in other videos, we have talked about what is outside of you. And basically, there's nothing with any meaning outside of you. And I'll put, that's one video. And another video we made is that you put the meaning on everything that's outside of you. So if someone is making you upset, it's because of what you're doing. It's because of how you are interpreting them. Oh, that's an interesting thing. So if you are interpreting them as upsetting you, who's making you upset? Now there is a difference then between this is the effect. You feel disappointed, you feel sad, you feel hurt, you feel angry, you feel hatred, you feel everything, is your feeling. And those feelings are an effect. So this here, outside of you, is an effect. What you're doing inside. They are triggering you. They are triggering you to feel the way you do. And so you're blaming them. You say, stop triggering me. You're doing it to me. You're making me feel hatred, or you're making me feel mad. You're making me. No, they're not doing that. You're doing it. And you're blaming them. Now, why are you interpreting their behavior as upsetting to you in all those ways? Because you are. See, they're just transmitting information. Your senses are picking the information up. And you are interpreting the information on the inside. What are you interpreting the outside information with? Your past experiences, your memories of things that might even be misty in the distant past of childhood. And their behavior, whatever you interpret their behavior at, is signaling those old memories, those old unhealed wounds that are causing their behavior that are the cause of you feeling the way you are. So what's the solution? How can you not be affected by that? Or you're going to be affected of it. Well, why do you have to be negatively affected? Because you've got some work to do on you. Now this happens in relationships all the time. Between couples. Oh, we can't communicate. Oh, he does this or she does that. And you can't see that you got a problem. You're sure it's them that have the problem, that they are causing you to feel so terrible and upset about yourself. So if you want to, then in A Course in Miracles, I'll quote that. You're never upset for the reason you think. You are never upset for the reason you think. Because in the moment you believe, you think, they're causing me the problem. And you don't see that they are triggering in you an unhealed wound. See, it's through relationships that you begin to understand more about yourself. And that can be problematic because your ego is going to convince you it's them. They're doing it to me. He's doing it to me on purpose. He knows I don't like this. She knows I don't like that. Look, she did it. That's an indication that you have a button that is still active, that needs to be disconnected. And so how do you do that? Forgive yourself, forgive them, and heal your past. Oh no, I'm going to go to therapy and they're going to fix the other person. And then the relationship will be good. Now, they're only an effect. You sense that effect because of the way you are. The cause, see, The cause is in you. The effect you're assigning to them. Oh, there's much to talk about here. Now, this is kind of a short one because we're going to continue next time on resolving this a little clearer. But for right now, this is a cause and effect relationship. You are not upset for the reason you think. You think you're upset because of the current moment of something they did. And you don't understand that they are an effect of something that you are doing inside yourself. And if you want that effect to go away, you got to heal the cause. You got to heal the cause, which is in you. Maybe you won't be able to do it. Then maybe you should look for a different relationship. Maybe look for a different boss until you reach the point of healing yourself. Whoever they are that are causing you to be upset. You have no peace of mind. You want peace of mind? You got to heal yourself. So give that some thought, and we'll get together soon to expand on this and work with forgiveness. Forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness of why you carried the cause from the past, and forgive them for stumbling and pushing your button. Be good to yourself. We'll look forward to seeing you next time we get together here in the illusion. Bye now.